Hey everyone, and welcome back to my completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with SCS. And in this episode, what I wanted to do was some more nighttime activities and also a nighttime stealing spree, but I've also realized that it's already 5 in the morning, so it's it's too late to start that kind of thing. It's just not the right timing, so we're going to have to do that next time nightfall comes. But in this episode, I think what we're going to do is we're going to progress Korgan's questline, and we're also going to lay some groundwork for some future quests that we're going to do soon, so that once we get to them, we already will have some obstacles removed from out of our way. So in this episode, we're going to go to a new district, the Temple District. And it's a pretty cool one. There's a few main big points of interest in the district. There are the 3 main temples, the Temple of Helm, the Temple of Lathander, and the Temple of Talos. This being the evil aligned temple, Lathander being the good aligned temple, and Helm being the neutral aligned one. Then we have Pimlico's estate, which is where we're headed for Korgan's quest. There's this mysterious guarded compound, which we're going to visit later. And there actually is a reference to it in the game, which I also aim to show. And then there's the High Hall of the Radiant Heart. And basically, we are going to explore the Temple District more thoroughly. Oh, also, there's a couple of these sewer entrances. And the sewers beneath the Temple District are also very important. But anyway, we're going to explore all that in more thoroughly later.
Certainly.
Here we're just going to do a couple of things quickly, and I think it might still be not too late to steal a certain item for a later quest. But first let's talk to this Shadow Thief, and this is again an example of a pretty cool conversation that you can miss out on, because this guy, or I think this is supposed to be a girl actually, is just called Shadow Thief, with no special name or anything. Yeah, from the voice line it seems like she's using the female voice line. Yeah, pretty walks the night, pretty fears the light, pretty has no soul, pretty black as coal. So from these verses, if we keep asking for more, this Shadow Thief is going to refer to the guild war between the Shadow Thieves and the vampires. Step in shadow, left a husk, killed in moments after dusk. Step in shadow, you are prey. Prey, you live to see the day. So this is of course referencing the fact that the Shadow Thieves at night are being hunted by the vampires. And I'm not going to read all of it, but I encourage you to pause and read it in more detail for yourself. But yeah, it seems like the further we go with this verse, the more unhinged this person becomes. Yeah, very traumatized, I think, by the fear and by watching death in front of me. Yeah, run you can't. The war will find. Ah ha 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 ha. Yeah, I guess that person got pretty unhinged, I guess, by all the traumatic experiences coming with that guild war. Anyway, here there's going to be a little scene. This is a bit of a lengthy one, but let's get it over with. And it should have triggered already from a distance, but sometimes it doesn't, and we just have to talk with Gaul personally.
Quickly and precisely.
Listen to me, my brothers and sisters. Heed my words. We have been chosen as the recipients of a most holy miracle, one that should neither be dismissed nor ignored. I, Gaul, I who have been stripped of my eyes most mercifully, have been shown the truth that has eluded the sighted. The gods that you worship are false gods, icons that serve to increase the wealth of churches and heathens. Listen to them not.
Hold! You speak of blasphemy. The Morning Lord Lathander has always shown his benevolence and power. His presence among us is unquestionable.
Is it, priest? I ask all of you to question for a moment if what the priest says is true. Yes, his false god grants him power to fuel his spells, much as any wizard might possess.
I like Gaul quite a bit. Is it, priest?
I say that the churches lie to you. They claim their gods are present when they do nothing other than require your coin to fill their pockets.
No, what you're saying cannot be true. The gods have ever protected us.
Is that so? Have they protected you from famine? Have they protected you from disease? Have they wrought harmony upon Faerun? No, they have not! They lie and cloud your sight to gain your worship of their false images. I have stripped myself of their foul eyes, and I see what is the truth. The truth, I tell you!
You lie, you lie! The gods exist! Such words are a horrid affront to the gods! Surely you will pay for this.
Quiet! Listen to what he has to say.
I call on you to abandon your false gods. They have done nothing for you. Cast them aside and join me on the true path. Join me in the calling of the true sight.
What does that mean? Shall we tear our own eyes out then? Don't be foolish.
What?
What shall we do then? Who shall we turn to if there's no gods?
But there is a God. There is the true God. The unseeing eye is here amongst us. He offers the faithful a clarity of vision, the true path to the divine. He offers you protection and succor.
Succor. Yeah, of course there was going to be a catch, but there is a God. The true God.
Do not listen to him! He seeks to poison your minds!
Well, Dawn Master Creel, you are clearly losing in this debate.
What has your god ever done for me, eh? Eh? I'm poorer and no better off than I ever was.
Don't speak to the priest in that tone. The gods will be offended.
Don't you hear what he's saying? There are no gods to be offended. I say we see what this unseeing eye has to offer.
Aye, I wish to see.
Oh, and I love this guy. He's gonna have a couple of lines coming up.
No, my friends, you do not wish to see. Forget what the years of lies have taught your eyes. You wish to know. You wish to learn. These are the truths that the unseeing eye can offer to you. A truer gift that you'll not find amongst any of these other so-called deities. Come, witness the miracle of the truth. Come and behold the unseeing eye for yourself, and see the true God that is present amongst us.
No, do not go with him.
I'll do as I wish. I want the truth. Show me the unseeing eye.
Yes, show me.
Come then, those of you who wish to become the truly faithful, to witness the magnificence of the unseeing eye and the truth he brings. Come with me.
What are you doing? Are you mad? Quit your mouth, wench.
Aye, if you do not wish to see the truth, that is your business.
And this guy, you must have, like, at least at one point in your lives, you must have seen or known a person with that type of character.
Come then, my faithful. Follow me.
So Gaul, of course, is another like propaganda spewing fanatic, just of a different sort. And this whole unseeing eye business is a major quest line that we're going to do much later in the game.
This must not come to pass. The ever-seeing eye of Helm must be made aware of what they intend.
Yeah, and it's nice that he spawned. Sometimes there might be a bug with him not spawning properly after this scene takes place. So anyway, High Watcher Oisig from the Temple of Helm has approached us, and apparently this is a very dangerous thing happening with that unseeing eye, and he's going to invite us to the Temple of Helm because he wants to recruit us to look into this whole unseeing eye business. And he also mentions that I would prefer a woman of faith, but you will be adequate. This is a reference to the fact that this is a quest line that normally, if you play a cleric, opens up the possibility of obtaining the cleric stronghold, which is one of these temples. Because if you are not a cleric, or if you are a cleric of the neutral alignment, we are going to be approached by High Watcher Oisig, so this is by far the most common outcome, I guess, here at the end of this speech by Gaul. But if you are a good aligned cleric, you are going to be approached by the Lathanderites, and if you are an evil aligned cleric, you are going to be approached by the Temple of Talos. And you can do that mission for them, and at the end of this quest line you will be offered the opportunity to become a member of these temples. Alright, so we are actually going to look into it a little bit later. There are some, like, you know, these kind of hidden stashes that you might miss, but like I said before, they don't really have anything that interesting. We are going to talk with some of these people a little bit later, because I really want to make sure that I am just in time, to steal from this Temple of Talos a certain quest item. So let's see if it's still not too late.
What is it? This will not take long.
We'll see if Mistress Ada is still asleep or not. Alright, cool. She is. So I think we were just in time, because it's 5 in the morning, and I think at like 6 or something she wakes up. And we can get a certain amulet from this chest. So we can get this necklace of Talos, like a very holy amulet that this Mistress Ada, the head priestess of Talos, wears normally, but I guess she takes it off when she goes to sleep and just puts it in this chest. And this is a quest item that we're going to need for a quest that I think we're going to do pretty soon. And also, we are going to be able to... Now we can be a little bit more relaxed. I just wanted to make sure that I made it in time to steal that. And there's a couple of ways of obtaining that that necklace. You can pickpocket it from her, I believe, or you can just, you know, kill her for it. But I didn't want to do that, because she also has some goodies that we're going to be able to buy from her. So I didn't want to kill her, and we are not going to buff up our pickpocketing right now to do the pickpocketing spree. And this is, you know, by far the easiest way of obtaining that amulet, is to just come here at night when she's asleep, and that amulet is in the chest. So we can get some nice goodies here, some antidotes. This is a good potion of strength. Protection from cold scroll, but we need to get back to our party, and we can just teleport to the other side and loot the last room here. And there's going to be a nice wand that we are familiar with from Baldur's Gate 1, the Wand of the Heavens, and some potions. We're also going to now... Yeah, 7 potions, that's exactly what we needed. We're kind of running short on these potions of healing. And now we can... while we're here, I think I'm also going to steal from the other temples. But when it comes to the other exploration of some other places, we're going to do that later. Here there's a pretty cool conversation that you can also easily miss out on, because this guy is just called a nobleman. And you have to have Anoman in your party, and if you talk to him,
My time is quick, so be brief.
he's going to recognize Anoman as the son of Lord Kor. But, yeah, I seem to recall that you had entered the Order when he and I last spoke. Have they ejected you yet, as Kor expected? And Anoman is going to react in a pretty angry manner. This is not how a knight acts, Anoman. But from this you can also see that his family relations are less than stellar. He doesn't have a good relationship with his father. And yeah, now we can talk with some of these hecklers, I guess, that didn't follow the other people to the sewers. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but there's also a couple of sewer entrances, and the sewers are a very important place with a couple of actually areas in there.
I have nothing you wish.
But yeah, that's it. Normally during the day there's also a special priest from all of the temples standing outside, and there's a couple of different like conversations and things to explore that, like I said, we're going to do a little later. Now the Temple of Lathander also has a unique look, of course. This is the one that's the toughest to steal from, because it's the most open, and these morning nights are everywhere, but there's only a couple of containers that I'm really interested in. Okay, there's no one here, so there should be, yeah, 2 more potions here. We're finally going to improve our potion situation in this episode. And this chest here is trapped, and I don't think this guy is going to see us. Because if they see you stealing, they are actually going to sound the alarm and become hostile. So I don't really want that to happen. Okay, this was fine. And then the last thing to steal from here, basically,
Yes, certainly.
there's a wand of monster summoning in this chest.
Of course.
And in the safe there's a quest item for something different, a statuette of Lathander, that we're not going to need. And there's some gold in these other containers, and sometimes, you know, Dawnmaster Creel can go away and these guys are not present, I think at some times of the day, so we can get this wand of monster summoning, but those are not a big deal, not a big deal at all. And from him we can actually check out his goodies, and I think yeah, he has the boots with the 50% electrical resistance. He also has the Staff of Striking, which is a good item to backstab with because of that +9 damage, and it has charges, so it kind of naturally lends itself to, you know, a few but meaningful attacks, such as backstabs. And those are quite cheap, but we're going to buy from also this Helm of Charm Protection, makes you immune to charm, that can be useful in some situations. There's a couple of these helmets that we can obtain, and we're going to probably buy some stuff from him a little bit later, because we could afford these, but I don't want to buy those yet. We have like more important things to save for.
Damn! You've all taken too long. Ransacked she is. Looted she was.
You can tell from barking in the street, but indoors is Spice Rum, Dilgrout, and Pimlico's noon meats. Be wary of intruders. So yeah, this is Pimlico's estate. Normally it's locked, unless you have, you know, the quest from Korgan. And of course this is the normal course of action. This is we are always going to be too late. Of course we, you know, came here directly after the crypt portion of his quest. That's just how this quest progresses normally. And also there are some of these prophets from the Unseeing Eye that, you know, of course tell us about the Unseeing Eye and the false gods and whatnot. And some companions of ours can have some interjections, like Anoman, and I think Jaheira also has.
Kneel and repent.
Yeah. Most disturbing. Nature itself curls back from this vileness. Something must be done.
Yes, without hesitation.
Yeah. But here we are in Pimlico's house, and Pimlico, as you can see, is going to be found dead in the next room. I think there's some minor goodies to loot here. Oh yeah. This Oil of Speed. Oh, look at that. 11 more. That's cool. This can go to this container. This can go to Minsk. And I think I'm even going to... Well, do we need to identify it just yet? I'm going to wait with it. Because of course in order to use that Wand of the Heavens to get that nice Flame Strike spell, we're going to have to identify that wand. But I think that can wait a little bit. I was just debating whether I should use one of the Scroll of Identify that I have on it. So yeah, quite a few bodies.
Yes,
paid well
will be
for
done.
this. By the looks of it, me former comrades have painted Pimlico's finery with his innards.
Would be wise to pay a visit to the Copper Coronet, as I have a strong suspicion that the motley crew ain't even out of town just yet. They'll be living the good life about now. In fact, I'll wager me clan's name that the predictable sods are on the roof of the Copper Coronet as we speak. Best we hurry to catch their thieving red hands. So yeah, that's where we will go next. On the roof of the Copper Coronet. Okay, I'm not going to pick up that one dart. But yeah, now we are getting somewhere when it comes to these potions. Now our situation is much better. Alright, and now I think before we leave this whole district, let's just quickly loot the Temple of Helm.
Yes, it will be done.
I'm not going to pick up this quest from High Watcher Oisig, or Guardian Telwyn also is going to have a quest for us a little bit later on. And there are some very minor goodies that we can get from this temple. And of course this one has a unique look as well, with all the you know, all-seeing Eye of Helm being there on the floor. And there's actually a funny thing in this room over there.
What is it? Without hesitation.
There's pretty much nothing in this one. The good thing about this temple is that you can just close the door behind you and they will not see you know, how we're stealing stuff from them. Also, one other thing is, here is Sir Lothtirin, and if you remember from Baldur's Gate 1, once we were back to Baldur's Gate City after Candlekeep, In the western central district, there was a noble by the same name, Sir Lothtirin, that was very supportive of Servog being elected as the Grand Duke, and was saying that rabble such as we should be removed from the streets and such. And here he provides the clerical services in this temple. So exactly the same name, but a completely different person. And as you can see, in the Helm's Temple, because Helm apparently is ever so practical, as we will hear about that later, he actually offers some clerical battle gear. But of course also has potions, like these potions of power, for example, and some scrolls. I think while we're here I'm going to get 2 potions of genius for a future scribing session. And yeah, in this room I think there's 1 little potion. Actually, we don't need you, Kieran. Also, a funny thing is that even their bed sheets, as you can see, have the Eye of Helm on there. So that's pretty funny. Alright, there it is. Very important piece of loot. We're going to be back here once we want to investigate the Unseeing Eye and whatnot. And now this is going to be all for now from this district. And now we still have some time to finally conclude our business when it comes to Korgan's quest. And also, another thing that's really cool about Korgan's quest is that you can do it right away. You can just, after you recruit him, you can go and do it. You don't have to wait 2 weeks of in-game time for it to happen, or anything like that. You can just do it immediately and be done with it. So on the roof of the Copper Cornet, there's going to be Shagbag and his party. I think we might do light pre-buff. I think Minsk has Bless, so let's use that. And I might do... Oh, by the way, this ring, let's have someone else regenerate. And do you have something, Animan? Do you have something useful? Not really. I mean, some of his spells are useful, but are kind of overkill for this fight. So what we're going to do is we're going to finally use one of our potions of invisibility with Kiranai. Just go ahead there, and Korgan got stuck. So let's just teleport him up there. Yeah, these passages are a little... I am going to keep Kiranai. I think, yeah, this is the... those are the former companions of Korgan. And I think Crazy Face here is a cleric, and I would like to backstab him. But I think he might have some... Well, actually, let's position Kiranai in the near vicinity, and we'll see what happens. And yeah, let's go upstairs here. These narrow passages, as you can see, can provide a little bit of a problem for the pathfinding in the game.
I see little has changed your gander, Shagbag. Still a lamp gulping dirt shoot.
Speak of the undersized broad arse, and what should waddle in? I was just remarking to Crazy Face and Screw Loose that shame it all, no dwarf tossing till next moon's day. Shame it is. You know, there's nothing that ails you that I can't fix with me fists, Shagbag. Your legs frighten me not, midget. Bugger off. I have some high life to live with me and the boys. I'll nay allow that. I don't like being a bastard, but you leave me no choice. Allow? Perhaps your new gang of bowel-halves would like to know that Rockrunt here took it upon himself, while we were out and about, to up and dirt-nap 3 of the crew. No reason. None. Seems he were slighted or some other, and he up and kills Stitch, Hogbelly, and Cutter. Allow? Rich coming out of your runt. So yeah, we'll see that from not only this quest, but also another unique conversation that Korgan is going to have with a certain person. That's also another reason that I recruited Korgan. That Korgan seems to have troubles when it comes to just cooperating with other people in groups, you know. It seems like always he gets into conflicts where like some killing is involved, and he just can't hold on to any friends, you know, or any acquaintances. Yeah, so this is of course going to end up in a fight. Pray if you have a god, cur. Of course, okay, you are equipped properly. Actually, Animan, you have that hold person. Maybe we should cast it on someone. So yeah, there's Shagbag, Screw Loose, Crazy Face, and 2 goons. They are not too tough at all. Let's have 2 of them go that way. Sinashira and Jahira go this way. Actually, Sinashira, wait a little bit. because we have no buffs on Shanashira, and I don't want to cast outdoors.
Speak.
And she doesn't really have anything too good. She only has shield, basically. So what are their pre-buffs? And of course luck would have it that he would be pre-buffed with Cloak of Fear, and Kirinai failed her saving throw. So she now runs in fear. And I think Anomen doesn't have, yeah, he doesn't have remove fear. So yeah. All best laid plans, you know. Alright, we can at least cast Hold Person on Shagbag in this situation. And I think what we're going to do, Korgan and Minsk are going to go to Crazy Face, and we need to get rid of this Cleric, which is the only caster I think that they have. Actually, let's try and interrupt his spell already. Alright, it was successful. We managed to interrupt it. Actually, Jahira can go there. Oh yeah, go there. Jahira. Okay, nice. Shagbag and this goon were held. It's very nice. We can take care now from range with this cleric. And here's Screwloose that was invisible. Apparently was able to backstab us for double damage. I wonder how he is able to do that. Isn't that splint armor or chain armor on him? I'm just trying to look closer. We'll see what he drops when he's dead. Alright, this cleric is done, I think. Yeah, what did you have here? That's a chainmail, bro. Shouldn't be able to... Maybe I'm confusing something. I think you can backstab in heavier armor. It's just that you cannot use thieving skills except detecting traps. But you can't disarm them, and you can't open locks, and you know, all this stuff. And you can't stealth in... yeah, that's what kind of confused me there. You cannot stealth.
That's one fine mess that I done cleaned up. I did the killing, but I ends up with the gold, the book, and the satisfaction of kicking their tails. A good day.
So yeah, it tells us to search Shagbag's corpse. The bleeding book might still be worth something if it's intact. And yeah, that's basically the end of Korgan's quest. We are going to be able to get the book and fetch some decent coin for it by selling it to like any merchant. Now that, you know, Pimlico is dead, and there's no collector that would pay more for it, maybe. But anyway, I was also saying that you cannot stealth in heavier armor than leather. But of course you can go invisible through potions, and I think he starts out invisible, I think. He didn't drink a potion of invisibility, he just starts out invisible. Right, so that was it.
If it must be done.
Alright, so... And there's also plenty of like different containers here. They usually don't have anything. I think this one has some chance for minor loot. Or is there that identify scroll always there? This Borinal's home is connected to a different quest. And there's also this Shrine of Ilmater that's connected in a different quest. And I think they don't have anything too special in there. So I'm not going to visit it right now.
Yes?
Or actually, maybe. We'll check it out. So yeah, here's the Book of Kaza. I think we might even get some of these like chain mails to sell. Who has these? Admin? Yeah. And I think we haven't looted this guy. Yeah, let's get a couple of these armors. Yeah, Potion of Heroism. Yeah, so, you know, since we're here, let's just... unfortunately, this staircase is broken, so we have to go through here. And we can visit this Shrine of Ilmater and see what they have to offer. I don't think it's anything unique in there. It's basically... This shrine is connected to a quest much later on. And what do you have here? Yeah, some potions of freedom, it seems. Potions of extra healing. Yeah, basically standard stuff. Alright, so we are done with this quest. And I think we're just going to do a quick selling session with Bernie here. You know what? You... who had that? You can give that back. We can sort our inventory a little bit. And Bernie, what do you have for us, buddy? Can sell these. Yeah, a decent price for the Book of Kaza, and that's basically the end of this quest chain. We got the loot in the end. Of course, some of these are not optimal because I think I've sold a long... no, not to him. But I think I sold some chainmails to Bernard before, so they were, instead of being worth, I think 18 gold, now they're 15, or maybe I didn't sell any to them, to him, but you know, I'm not going to be super optimal when it comes to... I know I've sold splint mails to him, and that's why this is only 16, and these ones I think are worth 18. But you know, those are such low prices that I'm not going to go out of my way to be super optimal, and you know, never sell anything that I haven't sold before to them, because of that price depreciation, of course. Yeah, the Ring of Lockpicks we can also sell. Our financial situation, after spending the 15,000 to progress the main storyline, is beginning to look pretty decently again already. And Bernie, you have some throwing daggers, right? Not too many, but you have some. So let's get those. And yeah, I think this is going to be it for this episode. Finally, Korgan's questline is finished. And in the next episode, we're going to start out on some other storylines, I think. Some other quest lines. So I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next episode.